Okay, dating the Aries woman. All right, so check it out, right? In part one, I did not mention sex. I'm going to start off mentioning sex. Sex with the Aries woman, or what I remember, right, is explosive. Again, if you follow my videos, you know that I've spoken about this in regards to my Venus placement being inside of Aries. So I contribute a lot of that to that. At the same time, who knows? It's probably like that all of the time. I also heard from someone else somewhere that Aries believe that they're the god or goddess of sex. Anyway, here nor there though. Sex with an Aries woman for me is explosive. Always has been. I doubt that it changed, and that is varied from woman to woman. So, the attraction or the appeal levels is also very high. This is something that really is not discovered though physically and confirmed until a little bit later. And when I say a little bit later, I mean because it has to be like in like secrecy or in the confines of some type of environment, pretty much. So, yeah, without getting into too detailed of how it is, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it's like I said before, it's like wild butt naked sex, like, you know, ass slapping type, excuse my language, but like for real, that type of stuff. So I would say that to say this as well. So dating Aries women for me is applied to where the sign Aries is inside of my natal chart. Now for Pisces, other Pisces that are listening, this may be simple for you to actually apply as well if you're viewing your natal chart right now, right, or after you watch this video, whatever the case may be. Because we are the sum of all parts, so we understand how it is to absorb the energy of all of the signs when we're trying to figure something out and calculate something. So now that I've reflected on dating the Aries woman, I see how where Aries is in my natal chart actually applies to how I experience dating them. So let me go further and explain what I'm talking about, right? So it's like this. The 8th house is where Aries is in my natal chart. All right, begins in the 7th. However, it's majorly, no, I'm sorry, I'm staying corrected. The 8th house for me in my natal chart is in sign of Aries. Jeez, I just despise when I do that sometimes. I've done a video when I've done that before, and I had to correct like the whole video. But yeah, that's true. 8th house is where my Aries is, right? So now that I reflect on dating Aries women, I recall being heavily entrenched in the underworld. So for those of you who don't know, the underworld is associated with the 8th house and, you know, Pluto and stuff of that nature, Scorpio and stuff like that, right? So, and I'm not saying that these were the darkest times or the worst times. They were just times that were attributed to the underworld, you know? So when I roamed the underworld, I would find myself dating Aries women. Now, that doesn't say that, fast forward in modern times today, that I'm seeking Aries women to be in the underworld or that I'm dating Aries women now that are part of the underworld. Not true. The 8th house is not just about the underworld. The 8th house also consists of research, life after marriage, the occult, secrets, finance, other people's money. You get where I'm going at right here? So, you know, when I say finances, I mean like other people's money. I mean debt. I mean a lot of things associated with finances. It could be mortgages. It could be, you know, taxes, all types of stuff. So this could be accounting, right? This could be in the finance industry itself. So when you think about it, this is an upside as well. You know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't have a negative assignment to it. So I see myself now, right? After reflecting, I see myself conversing with Aries women in these types of settings, and I favor them. I sense it already. I favor them. One of them being research in the occult. Those two things go hand in hand a lot. So I see myself gravitating towards Aries women in modern times in those areas, in those fields. And it's interesting as well because the conversations do come up sometimes that revolve around finances. And if you look back to my first video that I did on Aries woman and Pisces man compatibility on the channel, you'll see how I intuitively, because I did no research in doing that video, I just intuitively jumped out there and said, listen, I believe that it is better for Aries women and Pisces men to date later on in life, like not in their teens or their early 20s or whatever the case may be, later on after they have some experience. And these reasons are because the Pisces has to develop more time to understand what it is that they want in life, and that comes with finding a purpose. You see, Pisces have to have purpose in their life, because the ability to be so widespread and involved with the subconscious mind will have them, just dipping in and out of things, testing the waters to see what it is that actually suits them. It's not until Pisces finds a purpose to where they say, oh, okay, this will make me more engaged in what I'm doing because it has a purpose behind it, right? So it's like, okay, we can absorb the energies of all of the signs in the zodiac wheel, but it's not until we figure that part out to where we say, oh, I'm going to be passionate about this, or maybe even a couple of things, you know what I'm saying? But these things is what gives me purpose in life. So Aries, young Aries woman doesn't really have time to like play around with that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, yo, look, I want to do something. I'm doing it right now. You're going to be sitting there like in La La Land thinking about this. Well, I see you later, deuces. Or, they may engage with the young Pisces man as well. Like, this could be fun, right? Especially when they find out it's fun. It's like, yeah, I'm going to do this. Kind of like what I've experienced as a young Pisces man, a younger Pisces man, should I say, dating a younger Aries woman. So fast forward to modern times, it's interesting that I find Aries women today to be more wise when I run into them today. And that is because they've experienced so much, right? So you might have also heard me say that, Aries women, they may have more regrets later on in life. And it's because of the simple fact that they actually leapt off the couch to do things before everyone else did. So it was just like, they didn't really want to understand what it meant to use discipline or say, oh, you should do this or you shouldn't do that. You should be, conscious of this or show discipline in that. It's just like, yeah, whatever. Don't try to interrupt the person that's doing it. Get out of my way. You know what I'm saying? And with that, they've earned their scrapes and their bruises, and they will tell you firsthand now, right? So what I'm getting now today is they tell me firsthand what it is that they've experienced, and through experience, and it's like there's wisdom in that. You know what I'm saying? So again, some teachers or wiser people, I can say wiser people at the time period where before or when Aries woman was embarking on their endeavors, could have told them and consulted them and said, yeah, well, be cautious of that, be careful of this, that, and the third. And Aries woman ignored it. It makes them more seasoned though, and more of an individual later on in life when they're actually able to, especially the honest Aries. And this is what I find more than often, that Aries are honest. So they don't mind saying where they've messed up or they've made mistakes in a certain area. These women will just come out and say it like, listen, I thought this and I thought that, but now it's this. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, I've experienced others, you included maybe, or, think that this thing is this way, and in all actuality it's that way. And you know what I mean? So again, they may have regrets because they may have heard that from other people. Well, maybe you should do some research on that, right? Before you jump into that. And it's just like, oh yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'll figure it out on my own. But this makes them appealing to me. You know what I'm saying? Because of the raw honesty, to be able to admit that you've made some mistakes, and not only that, but come with the knowledge for it, right? That states, that confirms, that solidifies that firsthand what you're talking about is powerful. So I'll tell you like this, even more as a student, right? This makes me more attracted to Aries woman now, because as a student, participate in business studies, and a lot of it, try to intertwine the two, business and research, right? Another 8th house thing applies to my Aries. And there's always some type of conflict sometimes when they try to mix the two, because the people who are actually in the business say, look, man, I know you read books and stuff and charts and numbers and stuff like that, but I'm in it. I'm in the rut. And this is what I'm telling you is how it goes. And then it's the researcher's job to say, yeah, we know that. We've looked at the results, we've analyzed it, and we're telling you this is why it resulted this way. You understand what I'm saying? So they both have valid points. It's just to the point where they are willing to admit, especially the people that are in the work, are willing to admit, okay, well, this may be the reason, or this is the reason why this occurred. You know what I'm saying? So these are the types of things that I'm interested in when it comes to Aries later on in life. You know what I'm saying? The ability to be able to speak about finances and stuff like that, for me, is ideal because of where Aries is placed in my chart. So for those viewing, subscribers and non-subscribers alike, if you do have your natal chart, I just tell you, look at your natal chart and see if what I'm saying applies to where Aries is in your chart. Pisces men, you know what I mean? Check it out and see if you associate or can align the characteristics of Aries with the Aries woman that you're dating or used to date. You can even have some fun and like get an ephemeris and backtrack to sometimes when you recall dating an Aries woman, if you're not involved with one now, to see if any of that applies as well. So, this is my update on Pisces man and the Aries woman. Dating the Aries woman, I'm out.